Greetings, puny humans, and welcome to my personal guide to some of the teams on FM18 this year. I've started with Arsenal, as they are literally the first alphabetically, so let's crack on. Now, you've decided to take over the reins from Arsene Wenger. Obviously a legendary manager, but some people have speculated, or the fans have said that he's been around for too long. So you could be the hero at the club. Now, what can you expect? Well, they have just the £328 million in the bank, and you also have an £80 million war chest just to get you started. You can obviously adjust that if you choose to take on a slightly higher expectation, but as it stands, you're expected to make the top four on that particular budget. The wage budget, just over £3 million per week, so not small change by any means, and it does give you a lot of wiggle room should you need to make changes to the squad in the future. They do have some debt, as they're still paying off the stadium, but don't expect that to be an issue, as the Premier League and Europa League money was still flowing in. They also have a very, very good fan base with 150,000 members at the club. That brings in a tidy sum, just under £5 million per year, and a lot of very, very good sponsors as well. So, let's take a look at the squad. First of all, as we are all very much aware, they have some terrific forward players. Ozil and Sanchez add that bit of something special and something a bit out of the ordinary. Where games are tight, they can create something out of nothing and win a game for Arsenal at the drop of a hat. On the other hand, they do have an ageing backline. In particular, people like Per Mertesacker and Koscielny, the mainstays of the club in defence, they are getting on a little bit, and Per Mertesacker is actually retiring at the end of the season. Lacazette, he's a deadly finisher given the right ammunition, and I also believe that Olivier Giroud, given the right service and the right style of play, could be a very, very dangerous weapon in the league as well. Quite underrated in my view. In central midfield, they have some very, very good technical players, people like Xhaka and Ramsey, people who can get on the ball and they can pass it around. But they do lack, however, a strength and steel to really dominate a match in the Premier League physically. Cech is still a top goalkeeper, at least for another season or two. And as I say, with Per Mertesacker and Koscielny coming towards the end of their careers, I guess, it gives a chance for Callum Chambers and particularly Mustafi, who, although he's not a top draw defender, I feel he's very, very good. And as I say, is this the season, or under your tutelage, can you take him on to the next level, I wonder? So, the big issue is what to do with these players. Mesut Ozil, wonderful, wonderful footballer. 19 passing, 19 first touch, 19 technique, 19 off the ball, 19 vision. It just goes on and on. His mentals, his technicals are sublime, but he just is not signing a new deal. He's also listed at the start of the game, so that may be something that you want to get involved with. The same with Sanchez as well. He's actually wanted by a couple of clubs at the start of the game. Man City are the main destination for him. But again, can you persuade those two players to stay at the club? Or, as I say, you could even choose to sell them. That's up to you as well. Arsenal do actually have a few very, very promising youngsters as well. Alex Iwobi. He's been around the first team squad for a couple of years now, really, and he started breaking into the team and get some regular games. Although not sort of outstanding as a player, he is 6 foot tall. He does play as an inside forward, or he can play on the right wing as well, but he prefers to cut in from the wing as well. 15 dribbling, a decent pace and strength, and a good teamwork and work rate as well. So he's a real team player and a good option on the left or the right side of your midfield. The 23s, they have some good players as well. The standout man, though, really, I have to say, would be Reiss Nelson. Highly regarded youngster, very, very pacey, and that will obviously develop as well. 14's no slouch at this stage. It's just a 17-year-old. He prefers it on the right side of midfield, darting towards the byline by defenders, taking them on, causing a bit of trouble. And as I say, if you were to play him regularly from the start, he would develop into a fine footballer. So the club are renowned around the world. They've got a worldwide reputation, and the media predicts, as I mentioned, a 4th place finish. They are, however, involved in the less than ideal Europa League, so some clever rotation and training is required to sustain a push on all fronts. This will be required as well, as no league win since 2004 means the fans are becoming a bit restless and will demand wins from the start of the save. They have a plethora of legends as well. Vieira, Henry, Bergkamp, Tony Adams, they'll all chime in from time to time if the results aren't going the way they should be. So again, a strong start is needed to keep them on side as well. So my advice to you would be spend the money available to you and invest in the core of the team. So centre back, centre midfield, that's where they need players. You've got players down the left and right, Bellerin, Kolasinac, people of that ilk who can do a job down the sides. They've got good forward players as well. So really strengthening that core of the team, and perhaps even a backup goalie. Ospina, it's a bit small in my view. Buy some players that can handle themselves in the Premier League, and again, there's people who are very, very fit who can play 2 or 3 games a week if need be. So please leave a like and subscribe to the video if you want to see more. Comment me below for any suggestions or ideas you have on the the video today, or anything that I may have missed or you want to see in the future videos. I may go through, as I say, and do more Premier League clubs, or I might do sort of some of the bigger clubs around the world, or I may even just change it up and do start maybe a lower league save, or saves that I find interesting. But as I say, leave a comment below. Any feedback is much appreciated, and thank you so much for watching. I've been Beda111, and you've been a wonderful viewer. Peace!